Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing the sound. Testing the sound. Testing the sound. Sound. All right. Let's see what's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, honey. I'm down here like a toasted marshmallow, baby. I was just looking. I was like, girl, yes, yes, yes. Get into it. Get into it. Get into it. Ooh. What's up, everybody? I'm down here drinking my little lemon water with a little bit of cayenne, a little bit of honey. You know what I'm saying? We don't have nothing to talk about per usual. I could talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Wait a minute. I think I took notes. Did I take notes? I did. Let's talk about that because I didn't talk about it. And I was about to talk about something else. So we're going to make 2 videos today. We back on our regular schedule. We back in the States. So we down here. Honey, so I need my glasses to read. Of course, the glasses got streaks on them. No, they don't. I cleaned them with some good dishwashing liquid when I what y'all told me to do, get some Dawn, but I didn't have Dawn. I had something else. Oh, let me disconnect this Bluetooth. Boy, you never find another love as good as this. Hey. Okay, so we are down here, girl. Let's talk about the reunion, Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 3. So it was the last part. Bring it down a little bit. It was the last part. I'm amazed that they were able to stretch it out for that long. I was really surprised, right? Now my hair looks blonde. It's pink, but it it's grown over the last week, of course. So hey, I'm just trying to get some Palo Santo so we can burn some. So yes, if you follow me on Instagram, you were able to see what was going on. The diva was outside. We going outside. We going out. We was outside, honey. When I tell you we was outside, girl. So we are down here. We don't have nothing to talk about but the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that came on Sunday. What is today? Tuesday. So we're not too late. The last week it took me until Wednesday. So Porsha and Shamia, they talk about their mom's daycare and the foreclosure and chatter behind each other's back. Porsha keeps saying that she's never said anything negative about Shamia. Right. We know that you're not saying anything, but we know that you are doing, right? We know that your actions are showing that you don't have a lot of respect for this woman. And I think it's, I don't know if I don't imagine Shamia having a low self-esteem, but when you're in a people pleaser, you're always worried about, you're very passive aggressive, and you're always worried about what other people are going to think about the way that you handle whatever it is, right? And so that's where Shamia is with Porsha, I feel. She showed them the text messages that Shamia, I don't know how she showed them text messages. Maybe she was talking to her via text message about Porsha, which would be weird because I honestly would not talk to a stranger about a friend, a longtime friend. Like I would not talk to them. There would be no conversation. What am I? Especially a woman like Brisket. I would not talk to her about my longtime friendship or situationship that you're in with Porsha. They said they have a beautiful relationship. I don't know if you guys notice a theme here where people are encouraged to maintain toxic relationships with people, from their parentals to their friends to their relationships to their jobs, right? We are encouraged to maintain toxic relationships. I think that Shamia and Porsha are in a toxic relationship. Porsha overtalks Shamia at every turn. Shamia just she how do you say yields? She yields every single time. Every single time Porsha starts talking, Shamia just lets her talk and lets her talk over her. and never once becomes aggressive in a way to like back Porsha off of her, which for me, I would have done a long time ago. I would have said, wait, you have to stop talking. Like there needs to be like some type of aggression, but you're passive aggressive. Porsha is confrontational. Porsha starts all that. Well, I'm just here because you really just wrote this and just starts talking loud. And when you listen to what Porsha is actually saying, she's saying nothing at all. All she's doing is creating like a distraction, and then Shamia just yields to her. It's very unnerving to see. But if you are a people pleaser, and a lot of women are, that's part of toxic femininity, is being a people pleaser, a passive little people pleaser, right? Not knowing your boundary, having weak boundaries, not being stern and firm, and speaking from a place of conviction. Porsha does that well. She is a I mean, I'm not a psychologist, of course, but like a sociopath, like she has those traits, and where that she's charming, right? Big booty and a bunch of teeth, right? She's always laid. It's that glamour magic. And the girls, when I tell you, the girls and the boys and the girls and the girls, they be mesmerized by that. It's glamour magic, really. Not to say that Porsha is doing magic, but she knows how to look a certain way to activate the halo effect, to where you're even defending her when you know that she is a low down in the gutter friend, based on how she's treated Shamia, based on how she hasn't been there for Shamia, based on the way she acts. She doesn't have to say a word. She don't have to say shit about Shamia to anybody. It's the way you treat Shamia. And Shamia won't speak up for herself. And it's not a good look. It really isn't a good look. And if you are a people pleaser, and you could see what people pleasing looks like, if Shamia gets on your nerves, that's how you look. If you're a people pleaser, you understand what I'm saying? Filming started and then we went left. No, I don't believe that. I honestly, I have to tell you, the same dynamics that people are promoting, where you run back to your toxic family every time, anytime, it's the same thing that's happening here. I honestly do not believe their relationship was beautiful. I do not believe that they were in a good place when they started filming. I don't believe any of that. And they can say what they were. The relationship was beautiful. And when you hear Porsha say our relationship was beautiful, you see Shamia smile like she's pleased, but then like the smile quickly fades because she knows it's not true. And she's just letting Porsha lie about the dynamics of their relationship. I don't know what they're trying to protect, but I think the truth will set both of them free. And if the truth is dissolving or backing away from the relationship, as they should, as they've been, because they're probably not talking right now, right? You understand what I'm saying? They probably are those sets of friends, those group, that set of friends where you get into it with her, you don't talk for a few months, she does something that, she doesn't show up for you, like everything we could look at that was filmed, right? Porsha didn't have to say anything. Acting like you didn't listen, you don't know who Shamia's song, right? Um, Not jumping in the back of her new car on her birthday, arriving late to her birthday, right? Saying she doesn't know traffic. You've lived in Atlanta all your life. You are lying, right? So it's your subtle actions, right? So some people can't even recognize it because it's so subtle. But if you have ever been in a relationship where you are the passive one, I've been in a relationship like that where I was passive and I would literally allow her to get her way. And it's so funny because I told a story the other day to my son about this, and I was very passive because I knew that if we had conflict, it was going to get ugly. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. So I would passively let her get away with things. If we go to a club and nobody's asking her to dance, she starts huffing and puffing. She's ready to leave, right? Every time she will like create, like the whole environment will change because she's not being pleased or not getting the attention that she needs. I remember we went to Glam Slam. Now, Glam Slam is Prince's old club in downtown LA, long time ago. And Jodeci and Outkast were performing. And we went. And Big Boy He had a kango on, and he threw his kango out into the crowd. He threw his kango out into the crowd. I grabbed it because it like fell right there. I grabbed it and I put it underneath my shirt immediately, right? So nobody would try to fight me for it, right? And she literally asked me for it. Like, let me have it. What? You know, Outkast is like one of my favorite groups. Why it might be your favorite group too, but it's like one of my favorite groups. Like Aquemini goes into a vault, right? It is like a classic for me. That's like one of my favorite albums. I still have that Kango. And it was in that moment that I realized she really thinks that I'm going to yield to everything for her to avoid conflict. And I started recognizing that even though we maintained a friendship for years after that, um, and it wasn't until we actually moved to Atlanta together that I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this back and forth. I can't do you talking about me to other people, telling my private personal business to fucking strangers, and strangers coming up to me asking me and telling me like that girl is not your confidant. You know what I'm saying? But it was that moment when we were young divas. You know what I'm saying? We were young, and I grabbed that hat, and this is the hat. This is the hat. This is Big Boy from Outkast. This is his hat. He threw it out in the crowd, and I caught it. It's a Kango, and I've had it this whole time. This is Big Boy from Outkast. This is his hat. He threw out in a crowd at a concert. I caught it. It was a small concert because Glam Slam is not a big place. It was like a very intimate, but it was Jodeci and it was Outkast. And I caught the hat. And I'm not giving it to you. But she really thought, like, I feel like if that was Shamia and Porsha, Shamia would be like, here you go, to please her, right? To avoid confrontation, to yield to her demands. You saw at the end, we talked about it on Rodney's live. At the end, when Porsha asked Shamia to dance, she got up and started dancing. After all of that, she got up and she's still in her people pleasing. I would encourage, and anybody around Shamia, like Candy, I think is cool with Shamia. And Candy came on line saying Shamia needs to talk about her feelings and be upfront about how she feels about things. But I would suggest her getting counseling on her people pleasing because it's affecting how she's showing up with everybody. You created conflict. You actually, for Porsha, and you will deny it, but you did it for Porsha. There's no other reason why you sat with Ralph and lied and said that you were working on a project, to hear something about a project. Y'all sat with Ralph to harm Drew, Ronnie and Trix. I keep saying that Porsha and Shamia are Ronnie and Trix from Players Club. They are two sides of the same coin. One is confrontational, one is passive. Remember Spy versus Spy? I'm telling my age. Remember Spy versus Spy? And one was black and one was white and one was passive and one was aggressive. You understand what I'm saying? It's like they're two sides of the same coin. They're not too different, right? Because Shamia was around when Porsha was courting Simon. He wasn't courting her. She was courting him, right? Trying to get into his mix, trying to see how he was doing after his divorce. Apology for talking about friendship. She apologizes. She apologizes for talking about her friendship with other people. But I'm not apologizing. I wouldn't encourage somebody apologizing because they're seeking um an ear. They need an ear. They need somebody to listen to what they're going through. But it's you standing on it. Like Shamia's not standing on you talking about Porsha. Yes, I talked about our friendship. I needed somebody else's opinion on our friendship. I needed somebody to tell me that I wasn't crazy, that what I was feeling and what she's doing to me is wrong. I needed that. But now that you have those affirmations from other people, you need to act on it. You need to act on it. Hold on, I gotta go get some lip dew. She apologized for talking about her friendships. I wouldn't apologize for that because it's when somebody is mistreating you. When somebody is mistreating you, you should talk to someone else about it. Don't keep it to yourself. I don't care what the relationship is, your mom, your friend, your brother, your sibling, your sister. I don't care. If somebody is mistreating you, talk to somebody about it so that you can get a different perspective. Because a lot of the time, the quote love that you have for the person will fog up the actual what's actually happening. The fact that Shamia apologized for talking about, I'm talking about you to other people. Yes, I'm going to tell people how you're treating me because I need to hear other people tell me that I'm not crazy for feeling this way. Then they play those stuffed up nose talking about, oh, I forgot to put some cinnamon in here. I taste a lack of cinnamon. Um, I wish I had a third party on my side. Drew says, you need to get this out. These ladies came and told me you didn't want me on the show. Well, what were her actions? If they told you that you didn't want Shamia on the, if that she didn't want Shamia on the show, did she, this is my space. This is my platform. Why do you want to come to my platform? Right? Right. Drew, you needed to get this out. Pinky swear these ladies came to tell and told me that you didn't want me on the show. Now that I have a peach, it's changed. You guys could have ruined my marriage. I kiss Candy in the club. You kiss Candy in the club. This is something that Porsha has denied, right? I didn't tongue kiss you and tell you I wanted to eat your pussy, your funky pussy. I literally just watched that clip yet the day before yesterday where Candy was like, you just made that up. Like, why are you saying the things that you're saying? She's getting them from Phaedra, and her dumb, droopy eyed ass was over there repeating the shit that came out of Phaedra's mouth like a dummy. You thought you was getting Candy together. Well, let's talk about Marvin and how he calls himself Marvin when he's in New York. Girl, I never disparaged our relationship. You told me you said that we were beefing and that's why you didn't come to the wedding. But then another excuse that you gave was that you had some kind of condition. But you've been traipsing back and forth to Nigeria and Ghana, haven't you? Yeah, no problems there. No, not turning any planes around there, are you? Right? Uh-huh. I said, Kelly says, you guys have a beautiful bond. I hope and pray that you can figure it out. She said, this is her moment. And then Porsha interrupts. This is not her moment. Girl, who the fuck are you talking to? See, that's what happens when you allow people to believe that they have some type of authority in the friendship over you, a hierarchy in the friendship over you. This is not her moment. It absolutely is her moment. Why would you deny Shamia her moment? Because if she tells the truth, then everybody's going to be looking crazy. And the ounce of respect that she has for you, she's not actually detailing all the things that you have done to her. You don't have to say a word, Porsha. You don't have to say a word. It's your actions towards her, your so-called friend. I said Porsha won't shut the fuck up. You're using things against me. You think that me talking about how I experienced you in a relationship is using things against you. What have you done so terrible? You claim you haven't done anything. So if I tell the story of how you treated me, you should come out well, right? Right? You should come out well, right? If I detail how you treated me, those are not things being used against you. Why do you feel like me explaining how I experienced you, right? What I tell you, be mindful of how you treat people because when they tell their story and how you showed up in that story, you might not like it. And you cannot tell somebody not to tell their story. You can't silence them the way that Porsha continuously tried to silence Shamia, talking over her. I counted. It was like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Shamia was talking and Porsha interrupted her. Boom. She just go back and watch it. How many times Porsha was railroading Shamia, railroading her, using things against me. I'm just trying to express myself, and then you yield to her and you just stay quiet. That's not how it's done. You should tell her and tell her to her face, Porsha, you need to be quiet and allow me to express myself. And if the way that I experience you isn't favorable in your eyes, I'm not using that against you. I'm just saying how you treated me. You are trying to I'm not here trying to sabotage you by saying how I experience you, but you haven't done anything, right? I haven't said anything about you, but you've done some shit. You notice she didn't say, I haven't done anything to you. She kept saying, I haven't said anything. You got to listen to the way people talk, baby. I haven't done anything to you. She did not say that. She kept saying, I haven't said anything about you. No, you haven't. But you have done some things, sister. You have done some things to her. Cynthia chimes in. I really don't understand how Cynthia was acting like she's some damn wisdom, this woman of wisdom. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Cynthia. And I'm tired of people trying to get people to reconcile a relationship that is clearly unhealthy. It is unhealthy for Shamia not to be able to express herself in her relationship with Porsha. That's unhealthy. But yet and still, I just want y'all to get back together. Does that sound familiar? I just want y'all to work on it. Work on what? This woman continuously disrespects me. She talks over me. She doesn't allow me to express myself. Why would you encourage anyone to reconcile with somebody who treats Shamia like Porsha treats Shamia? I would tell her, girl, cut that bitch off at the fucking knees, at her ass. Cut her off at her ass. It's not a solid foundation. Please don't throw the friendship away. Something you need to hear from each other. At the bottom, she says people called me a lapdog and I didn't have the bandwidth to fight back. Porsha never apologized to Shamia on that stage. Did you anybody hear an apology? Because she doesn't feel like she's done anything wrong, and she feel like when Shamia tells people how she experiences Porsha, she's trying to sabotage her. So what does that say? That says that if I explain and verbalize, if you allow me to verbalize your actions towards me, not what you said, but your actions towards me, then you are going to come out looking like the bad person. And all that glamour that is happening, where everybody is fucking, their eyes are wound up when it comes to, all Porsha got to do is flash her teeth and shake her ass, and the people are like, ooh, Porsha's right. No, she's not. Porsha's not right. She's not right. She mistreats her friend. And there's other people around her encouraging her to continue a relationship with someone who won't even acknowledge her feelings. Girl, get the fuck out of here. But I don't know if y'all see a theme. I don't know if you see a theme. Porsha didn't apologize to Shamia. Um, I want peace. And then Andy says, you can take that. She goes, oh yeah. Oh, yes. And then kind of like, whatever. And every time Shamia's talking, even when they brought up Gerald, Porsha was like, you would not be able to posture like that in front of me, bitch. I've known you since you was, what, 14 or 15 years old? I'm about to break this whole shit down, bitch. Don't let Shamia come out of that fog of people pleasing. Don't allow her to, if when she comes out of that fog of people pleasing, she's going to start telling her story and her experience of Porsha. And it's the ounce of respect that people have for people that they don't detail their experiences and allow you to form your own narrative. Andy gives Shamia advice. Say what you want to say. It's coping, but you see how it comes out. Andy says, you see what happens, like you're watching here, and everybody's giving Shamia the same messaging. I really would like Shamia to get in some type of counseling so she can heal that people pleaser. It's weird. Drew says her kids are in therapy. It's helping. They talked about her mom and dad. Her dad was a well-respected pediatrician. Ralph said some awful things about them online. She got her kids in therapy based on what her mother said. She saw how the kids were behaving. They said, remember, we saw them cooking together, right? And him feeding her. Let me tell you something. You cause me, if you're terrorizing, actively terrorizing me, disparaging me online, talking shit about me online, you're not going to be able to take anything and feed it to me. That's where the support that Drew has as it relates to her divorce, people kind of back away because you're trying to co-parent, right? You're trying to co-parent with him. And when Ralph came out there and just that smile and everything, the smile is empty. It doesn't reach the eyes, right? If you notice, it doesn't reach, like he smiles and his eyes don't change. They don't change. So you know it's fake. And he comes out, with this mom. I care about you. You don't care about her. You want her LLC. Like, we remember the details, right? This posturing that you're doing and Shamia clapping. Ralph, we were mad at you. You bitch, you shut the fuck up on the other end of this couch. You shut the fuck up. You be quiet. You don't need to say whether you're proud. What are you proud of him? Because he's doing what he's supposed to do, and that's be a present father. Y'all give these niggas cookies for the slightest thing. That's why they come out talking about, oh, we hurt too. Girl, shut up. You're terrorizing that woman. You won't even move out. You're staying in the basement and bringing women over and then lying and saying that you're not, when Drew says we can read the manifesto and the people that sign the log when they come into the gated community. It's crazy. At some point, he comes upstairs. They're trying to act like, she might be still having sex with him. We don't know. He didn't say it, but I think if they were, he would bust her out and say that. I don't think he cares enough about her. I think it's all about his image. And I will never forget what Tiana Taylor said about Iman. He will make himself look bad in the process of trying to make you look bad. He doesn't care about looking bad. He wants to make you look bad. If he looks bad in the process, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At some point, he comes upstairs. They're encouraging her. They're encouraging her to, like, oh, you might be, it gets a little dry. What did Porsha say? It gets a little dry during the divorce, girl. You have the weirdest court order. She says it's a matter of public record. Go look it up yourself. There was a woman in a basement. The woman when Drew went to the lunch at the child's school. The woman was there. She was there mean mugging her and approached her, she said. So Ralph comes out and says that there was no woman in the house. And just literally lying. And because the system is a system of patriarchy and where a man's word legitimizes everything, he can come out and discredit everything she says, and they will believe him. They will believe him. They will believe him. Why is everybody clapping for Ralph? Because he's a man and they're a bunch of pick-me's. Why don't the women of the show compassion for Drew? Because it seems like in your attempt to have a healthy co-parenting relationship that you are getting closer to, like, you're closer to him than you should be if you're just co-parenting. There's no way he could pick up a piece of fucking shredded Parmesan cheese, bitch, and hand it to me. He couldn't pick up an olive and put it in my mouth. I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't even trust him to cook. When I go on people.com, them stories about these men killing their wives, and girl, especially a vindictive man, a lying man, a gaslighting man, a narcissist, I'm not eating nothing you make. Thank you. I'll order steak from down to the Roots Chris. Girl, I'm good. Girl. I'd eat a fucking steak from Red Lobster before I'd let Ralph feed me a steak. Do you hear me? Okay. Why are you quick to show compassion towards Porsha? And really, Porsha deserves no, I'm sorry. I have no grace for Porsha and this fake ass relationship she had with Simon. 15 months and y'all giving her more compassion than you give Drew. But the reason why Drew doesn't get the compassion is because what we see, this man who's terrorizing you is also feeding you steak in your effort to try to perform something for these children. Nope. I tried to show compassion to you. That's what Kelly said. Drew said, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You were calling me a liar and everything like that. Are you Michael Jordan's cousin? She says, no, my last name is Jordan and it's just a joke. Paying for PJ's college, how you related. Right. You went back. You know why you went back and related that way? Because in relaying it the way that Shamia related, it was to get on Portia's good side. So I'm going to come here, put a little sauce on it, right? What Stewie Darby says Giselle does. Lies, right? Put a little sauce on it and come down here and be smiling in people's faces and telling Porsha that the way that Drew said it was shady, and it wasn't. And we can look at it and see that it wasn't. Even Porsha said, when I look back and saw it, it wasn't as bad as the way it was relayed to me. And doing that as a people pleaser, I'm going to relay something to you because I'm here like, here, I have some information for you. So you can be my friend, so we can be friends again. So I'm going to tell you that she said something shady about PJ, and you're going to get upset about it, and you're going to be on my side again. I should mind my business. She said, yeah, you should. You should mind your business, Shamia. You should stop doing things for Porsha. You sat with Ralph, hugged Ralph, had dinner with Ralph, talking about Drew, and like you. When I tell you that is so treasonous, when women sit with men and talk. That's why. Who was that on Bell Collective when Tambra, Marie, and that hog head Letitia went down there and sat with a motherfucker that Tamara was in court with, her ex. Girl, you are cut off. I'm a chop your head off, and then I'm gonna chop your fucking skull in half to make sure that brain is in there, to see what that fucking brain is looking like. That is the most treasonous thing to do to a woman, is to sit with somebody she's actually in litigation with, bitch. I've gone to court, and you sitting with a motherfucker, and then you bring him back the things that he's saying as if they're law, as if they're real, as if they're true. How dare you? That is such a betrayal of womanhood. Men don't do that. Messy men do. Yeah, they do. A messy man will go to a woman and tell her about some shit going on, gossip. They will. But they ultimately stick together. You see how Dennis was up there saying Gerard was his brother? Ralph was his brother, and your brothers are mistreating women. Not Gerard, but I'm talking about Dennis and what's the nigga's name? Bullethead Ralph. That's your brother, and you working with his wife, and then you trying to create some triangulation to make Porsha jealous. And then of course Porsha believes you because you're a man, so she's going to believe everything you say. Why did you say that to me, Dennis? Why did you tell me that? I don't know what you're talking about. I figured out women will handle it. Remember when T.I. was fucking Bernice Burgos and Tiny was upset about it? And he said, that's women's business. I don't get involved in women's business. What? Nigga, you in the middle of this. What the fuck are you talking about? When do you hold accountability for running your motherfucking mouth or running your dick up in another bitch? Now it's women's business? I got to fight with this other woman because of something you did, and you just stay out of it, right? They fighting over me. Niggas love when women fight over them. They love it. I have never, when I tell you, I have never given a nigga a satisfaction. I remember this girl used to call me. She started stalking me. It got so fucking weird. She started stalking me, making Twitter pages with my image. All this, just stalking me. I had to send her a cease and desist. I had to find her address, send her a cease and desist, because she was stalking me because her nigga was trying to talk to me. I didn't know he had a girlfriend, girl. But as soon as I found out, I backed away from him. But then now you on my phone. We have a family. Okay, girl, go tend to your family. You got it. And I literally told her on the phone, I need you to go walk by a mirror and look at yourself and say that you deserve better than this. Get off my motherfucking phone, bitch. I'm not going to fight you about a nigga. Click. You got it. You don't have to worry about me ever. You don't have, girl, I would never give a motherfucker the satisfaction of thinking that I'm fighting with another woman for his affection. Girl, you could miss me with that. Miss me with that. Yeah, it's probably a good idea that you mind your own business. You going out to eat with Ralph publicly humiliated me. I came to your spinoff. I cried on how he left me. Well, I thought it was fake, Porsha said, but she believed Ralph. I thought that what you were experiencing with your husband was not real. I thought it was fake. That's what she said. I mean, fake like, and that's why Drew would have been like, fake like your marriage to Simon. That's how you respond to that bitch. To me, they don't have the right bitches to give Porsha that smoke. She needs all the smoke, all of it. Porsha needs all the smoke. She don't get enough smoke from me. And Andy, you sitting over there with your polyester suit looking like a door-to-door encyclopedia salesman. The fuck? Not allowing her, not even making her, holding her accountable. So you're not going to hold accountability for not like, for actually doing what you did. Like you sat with my soon to be ex-husband talking about me. The thing that you were telling everybody that I was doing to you, you were doing it to me. That's how the narcissists work. They'll tell everybody you're doing this, but they won't say what they're doing to you. Right? I never said anything bad about Shamia. What are you doing to her though? Right? What I came to your show. I was there for you, and then you go sit with my husband. I thought it was fake. That's how I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake. Girl, I can't believe it. Girl, I don't see it. I don't see it for Porsha at all. I think she is the worst type of personality. Her personality is trash. Shamia's is too. Shamia's is too. I thought it was fake. See, you're not using your brain. I thought it was just some drama to promote some stuff. Porsha is a nasty piece of work. And y'all just be like, Porsha, Porsha, Porsha. When I tell you that glamour magic got y'all in a fucking daze and a little fog, little clouds and fucking swallows around your head chirping. Yeah, I got my eye on that bitch. And I'm gonna keep my mother. She got kid heels on. She do, and they on Porsha's neck. She do. You got kid heels on. She do. That's lapdog. You see, Shamia starts chiming in. You shut up, bitch, because you don't want to set it up for her. The shit that she accused me of, she did it to me, and then she doesn't have to be held accountable for it. Let me act like one. Let that go. Stop calling yourself that. Right? She said, if you calling me a lapdog, let me act like one. Shamia, when I tell you, Shamia is so lame. And girl, that's what it comes out. You lame. You are a cringy ass, corny ass, lame ass woman. You lame. And the reason, and you know what's making you lame? You not standing up to your friend of 30, 40 years. 30 years, 35 years. How old are they? Maybe 25 years, 30 years they've been friends. You're not standing up to her. You're not explaining what the problem is. You being passive. That's fucking lame. Stop calling yourself a lapdog, you stupid ass, and go to your fucking page, Shamia. Somebody clip this and send this to Shameka and tell Shameka to go to her motherfucking Instagram page and fucking archive that picture of you sitting on Portia's lap with your white tongue hanging out like a fucking dog. Go delete that shit, stupid. Please send that to her. Thank you. I'm too big to sit in anyone's lap. That's what you call it said. Girl, we are not playing this lap dog shit. And you acting just like a lap dog. When that bitch said, jump off my lap and dance and show us a dance, Shamia got her fucking ass right up and started dancing. Bitch, I'm not dancing for you, you motherfucking bitch, you. The fuck? What about the flirty text to Ty? They said it was 5,000 minutes in a month. How many hours is that a day? What is that? It was 10 minutes a day. That wasn't a lot. You hear Porsha say, I would get with somebody like Ty. That's what Porsha really needs to do and stop playing this. I remember when Porsha was younger and she was on stage comparing homosexuality to rapists and murderers. Yeah, I ain't forgot. I tell you, we keep a file on that hoe. Okay, kitten heels on her neck. She needs to live in her truth and her bisexuality and get with a masculine presenting woman, but still like Ty is still cute. Like she's not too butchy. You know what I'm saying? She got that, she's swagged out. Like even Evelyn be looking at Ty like, ooh, I know Ty's just a friend, but if I didn't worship dick that the way I do, I would hop on Ty's strap. Porsha need to go ahead and do that too. Send Porsha the basketball wives so she can try to fuck Ty, because she will. Because Porsha will like. Did y'all see that clip of Porsha telling what's her name that she would when they said what part of Cynthia's career do you want? She said Leon, but she called him Leroy. She don't give a fuck as long as he's connected to somebody. She want him. I want Lee. I want Leroy. Girl, that's not even his name, and you want him. You don't even know his fucking name, you slore. Y'all know what a slore is? I got it from the Kardashians. A slut and a whore. So we just get it all together. You slore. Yeah, that's exactly what you are. Who is black? That's none of your motherfucking business. But you a stupid dumbass. Like Drew, you dumb too. Cause ain't no way I'm promoting no man's business on my motherfucking platform. You guys are insane about dick. And when I tell you the things y'all do for men, that's why Masika Khalifa. That's why you don't have a leg to stand on. The shit y'all do for men. Ain't no, I don't give a fuck who black is. He's just my friend. Girl, shut up. I don't give a fuck who he is. Ain't no way I'm promoting his shit on my platform. Do you think he will? Anyway, that's my friend. Dennis is not my type. They said you was at lunch with an African. You know I like my Africans, girl. You mean you like your married Africans? Let's be very specific. You like married Africans. That's what you like, right? Porsha acts like Porsha really acts like she's a high price escort. She do, she do. I don't see nothing wrong with it, but you shouldn't be like if you going after people's husbands and they're paying for the anonymity. Clock it. Why is it even a question if Drew talked to Dennis or vice versa or Porsha about it? Who cares what Dennis does? It's none of Portia's business what Dennis does. If it doesn't concern their daughter, it's none of her business. The way that y'all be acting like you have stake over that dick after you had a child with that motherfucker, I'm going to tell you something. I would tell Porsha to her face, listen, I don't have to explain nothing to you. Remember, it ain't that deep. Remember, it's not that deep. So I don't have to ask you permission to work with Dennis. I don't even have to tell you that I'm working with Dennis. You just gonna have to find out when the album come out. Period. Why were y'all saying she was sleeping with him for beats? I absolutely was not. I'm trying to get money. I'm not trying to fuck. Remember, that's what the text message that she shared with whatchamacallit, Bullet Head. Baby, the way I'll be, girl, you know what? I would fuck with Ralph so bad in that damn basement. Oh, baby, I would fuck with him. He would literally think he was losing his mind. It would be so subtle. It's just so subtle. One roach through the vent. Next week, four roaches. Next week, eight roaches, right? Then in the middle of the night, this high pitch that only rats could hear, high pitched frequency. What is that? I got my earbuds in. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'd let it play. Put them earmuffs on them kids and let that shit play all night. He would hear it. Yep. When he wake up in the morning, his fucking one of his tire one just one of his tires will be flattened. Air, just let the air out. Not no fucking knives in the thing, no ice picks, none of that. I'm just letting the air out. But just enough that it looks like it's inflated. But when he drives off, it's gonna be gung 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 gung. Oh yeah, I would fuck with Ralph. I would, I would, girl. I would be online trying to find how to, I would be like that damn Kermit the Frog. I would be trying to find something. Yeah. And then y'all went and sat with him. Crazy. And then Dennis up there acting like he can't really explain himself. He's at a loss for words. Oh, ugly motherfucker. Yeah, you ugly. I never said that. It became weird. That's what what's his name said. What are you responding to? I saw the text message. It became weird. Dennis tried her. I never said that. I promise. I'm not gonna lie with a lying face. That's how he smiles. You see how it doesn't reach my eyes? You see? That's Ralph. Get into them cheekbones. But that's Ralph. I swear I'm not lying. I would terrorize that nigga. I would make him, he would want to leave. He'd be like, "Here, I just don't feel comfortable here anymore." I never said that. I promise. I promise on my kids. I think that's what he said. I'm not gonna lie with a lying face. You come here in all your white with your Beijing. Every time you come here, you lie. Why am I getting so much energy? Oh yeah, you gonna get all this smoke. That's what she said. That energy, keep that energy with these motherfucking niggas because they will terrorize you. Y'all placate to men too much for me. Like that man in that the comment section told me, respect us or have the opposite result of being murdered and raped. That's what he said to me. Treat us kindly or we'll murder and rape you. What? Y'all placate to men too much because y'all love men more than you love yourself. You love men more than your self image. You love men more than your self worth. You love men more than yourself. You do. You center men. Men come first. You even will reiterate that you come from a man's rib. You don't think that you are above him. You are the resource, sweetie. Why does he want your LLC? Why don't you want his LLC? Why does he want your shit? Getting back with Portia. She's back on the market. Like a piece of tilapia. She right back on the market. About Shamia, Gerald and I are good friends. I stayed out of their business. Brisket and Kelly, and the rest of the what? The rest of the half you outside calling Kelly more about business. Oh, Dennis calling Kelly, being on the phone with Kelly. He said Brisket was back in the day. He bought her, but when I tell you when y'all be thinking that I'm being mean. When I tell you the village whores got together and had a baby, that's what I'm talking about. How the fuck you didn't spoke to or tried to holler at three of the people that's on the show, and these two bitches are new. How the fuck have you come in contact with three of the women out of seven? You saw the way that Cynthia was looking at Ralph. Yeah, because you lying. But then y'all are like, oh, I hope y'all get back together. Why? Do you think that Drew deserves somebody like Ralph? Does Drew think she deserves somebody like Ralph? Why do y'all think y'all deserve to be in relationships with people who harm you? Why? Tell me why. Please get in the comments and tell me, why do you think that you deserve to be in relationship with people who harm you? Ralph had a woman in the basement. Portia gave Ralph some advice about co-parenting and talking about her and Dennis and them being co-parents and how they really had to talk to each other's mothers. They really had to talk to each other. The way that Portia acted on Portia Family Matters and the clips that I saw and the reviews that I heard, she was really with Simon trying to control Dennis. She was mad that Dennis brought abroad to wherever they were. I don't even remember where they were. She was mad that he brought abroad to there. Why are you mad? You're here with another woman's husband, bitch. Who the fuck? Like that's what I'm saying. The reason why Portia moves the way she does is no one calls her out. No one calls her out. Like really call, not passively call her out. Not because Portia's kind of dumb and slow, so you gotta say it in a certain way. No, absolutely not. Charles and Angela. You act like you don't love her. He said, I showed up for her. I'm her husband. I'm supposed to have her back. What about the mother-in-law rough patch? Um, she was able to say that she apologized to him. They weren't able to have their dinner before Angela's mother died, right? So we know that. What is this thing that y'all didn't know that Charles was married? He said, I don't know who's married either. Shamia and Phaedra. Yeah, we met you several times. You met me. That would be like saying I know Big Boy. Because I've met Outkast several times, right? Have pictures with Outkast, right? I know y'all would think I was nuts if I said I knew Andre and Andre. Y'all would say I was nuts. Oh, I met you. I got pictures with you. You don't know me. So you trying to create a narrative. See, and this thing where women take like this kind of joy, they're too jubilant. They love it to say that a man doesn't like his wife. They love to say it's almost like they like take joy. It's so weird when I see it online. So many people taking joy in the perception that Charles doesn't show up for Angela. I think that Charles on camera could be more receptive to her. Like, if I want to kiss you, kiss me, please. Just kiss me. Don't act like you're afraid to kiss me, because women are going to create a narrative that you don't like me, and that's hurtful to me. Even though the women are taking joy in the idea that you don't like me or that you're hiding me, and they've met you and hung out with you several times. Phaedra was up there sounding like Sheree. Girl, what the fuck are you saying? Say what you gonna say, bitch, because you had a lot to say in that motherfucking confessional. You trout mouth heathen bitch. You another slore. You gonna say that you done hung out? It's been 10 years. You hung out with Charles 10 years. You mean you were in the same room with Charles Oakley 10 years ago? You're not in the same rooms as we are, sweetie. We don't see you. I don't care if you are in Oscar rooms and Emmy rooms. We might be in ESPY rooms, right? We might be in Lifetime Achievement ESPY rooms. That's what we might be in. We might be in the Hall of Fame rooms. You're not in those rooms, you heathen bitch. You're not in those rooms. You don't get to say you know my husband and then act like, oh, the secret wife. This is Housewives. What do you mean? You get to lie on people? Is that what you do? Is that the reason why you came back here? So you can just start lying on people? You was only there for 10 days and try to create a narrative that Charles Oakley was hiding Angela and that you used to hang out with him 10 years ago. You never hung out with him. I never hung out with you. And here I am saying, you don't believe men just because they say something. But if it was true, then y'all would have had a rebuttal. Yeah, we hung out when such and such and such and such and such. Shamia, oh, you don't. She leaning back. I mean, I met you several times. Obviously, you don't know me because you're a legend. But you said you done hung out with him. What are y'all doing? Y'all enjoy, you weirdo pick me women who center men enjoy saying that a man doesn't love his wife. You enjoy thinking and saying over and over again, he don't like her, he don't like her, he don't like her. And there's like this joyous energy around that. I don't like it. I met you at Neek's wedding. You didn't meet me. I was there, but you didn't meet me. That's not meeting me. Taking pictures with me is not meeting me. I don't know you. Girl, and like Angela said, this is a man with a big ego, not an ego in a bad way, but he is a Hall of Famer. He is, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but he is a legend in the NBA. We know who Charles Oakley is. If you follow the NBA at any point of your life, you know who the fuck Charles Oakley is. So you fucking thirsty whores down in Atlanta want to act like this man is keeping his wife a secret when, one, you hung out with him before he was actually married. You can Google me and see that I'm married and see how long I've been married. My wife is not a secret. So you bitches acting like I'm hiding my wife and acting like you've hung out with me. We party together. We kiki together. Girl, stop lying. And if I'm calling you a liar about meeting me, tell me when we really hung out, bitch. Call my fucking bluff. Because a man will lie and say, bitch, I don't know that bitch, but have known her. So if he did know you, you need to come out and say it. But no, you didn't. The lawyer didn't have word. The self-proclaimed wordsmith couldn't find the words, and she just ended it with, well, it's Housewives. What does that mean? You don't get to lie on people, you weirdo. You were there for 10 days and tried to add to a narrative. And then when did they do it on the first episode? I wanted them to bring it up when Charles was out there. You said you should fuck my husband. Let's talk about it. So you was gonna fuck my husband like you fucked Fallon's husband, like you fucked these other African people's husbands, these other African ladies' husbands. Is that what you was talking about, you whore? That's why you said in the interview asking what part of Cynthia's career would you want, and your fucking brain went directly to Leroy. Called that motherfucker Leroy. She don't even know his name. You just a slut. Your pants is hot, fire crotch, pussy hot, on fire, motivated by money. Y'all couldn't find a benefactor, like I said on Twitter. You couldn't find a benefactor to get that foreclosed daycare center up and running, could you? That's the reason why your sign was coming down, bitch. It's because y'all didn't have the money. You wasn't fucking good enough, were you, Diane, to get somebody to pay for them arrears. So that shit was foreclosed on, and Shamia's mother came and scooped it up. Why didn't you buy it from Shamia's mother? What's up with Wendy Williams? Wendy Williams came back and retold a story that wasn't true. Said that Charles had a baby on Angela. We confirmed that it was somebody else. She said that her previous partner had a baby on her, and that's what she was giving the advice. But Wendy Williams was inviting Charles over. Do you see how the women will create a negative story, a negative, but then still try to hide? So if this man is so low down in the gutter that he would have a baby on fucking Angela, that you thought he had a baby on Angela, you took it to your show, but you still inviting him over for wine, right? I should fuck Charles. Let's talk about that. I don't know why they didn't talk about that unless they cut it out. We need to talk about why you said you would fuck my husband. And I want my husband to sit right behind you, right behind me. And I want you to explain why you said you would fuck my husband. Because you have a pattern of fucking people's husbands. So let's talk about it. It was a setback in their relationship, Madison Square Garden, when he was ejected. I think he's been banned from Madison Square Garden. I don't know if he's still banned, but he can't go back to Madison Square Garden. He wanted to be outside. They started therapy. He said that Wendy, the therapist, really helped him. Oh, you was trying to mess with Wendy, the therapist, or Wendy Williams? Shamia, please be quiet. You should mind your business, like you said earlier. Keep doing that. That's a better look. What my ex-husband told Ralph? Oh, that's what Kelly wanted to know. What the ex-husband told Ralph. He just had one interaction. And you see how fast he came down to the internet trying to stick up for Kelly's weirdo Chavalo. Oh, dusty ex-husband. That nigga looked like he is dusty. He looked like he had dust in his hair on his wedding picture. That's what it looked like. He had powder in his hair. Oh, rusted, dusty motherfucker. But you see how Ralph came out and acted like he was cool with Kelly's husband. Oh, I ran into Kelly's husband and he said, ba, ba, ba. And just repeating what he said, girl. They went around, they said Kelly wants Shamia and Porsha to rekindle. Phaedra said she had a wild 2 weeks. Angela said she had a deep gratitude to the Fangelas. I think that's her fan name. She already has fan names. That's cute. Cynthia, you kept the train moving. I don't know what the fuck Andy is talking about. That's not true. Kenya keeps the train moving. And Kenya's not coming back. Y'all heard that, right? And that's good. She should go where she's appreciated. They did her wrong. As long as Bravo and Real Housewives of Atlanta work with Truly Original, I honestly truly believe that Porsha is fucking somebody at Truly Original. I really truly believe that. There's some transactions happening with somebody at Truly Original because I don't get it. I even noticed that one of motherfucking Real Housewives of Miami, they used to be produced by Sirens. Now they're produced by Purveyors of Pop, who produce Married to Medicine. I noticed that yesterday when I actually watched the whole season again of Miami. Watched the whole season again, and then I watched the last episode of The Valley. I'm so proud of Brittany Cartwright. I'm really proud of her, and I hope she sticks to her guns. I really do. She says that Jax gets uglier and uglier every time. She just sees a greasy man. She says, just a greasy man. Shamia, she needs to be more. I need to be more open about my feelings, and I want to build alliances with all the women. Porsha said this was a learning season for her. When I tell you Porsha be running the game on you motherfuckers, when I tell you she be running game. And so when people call out somebody running game, they look like haters, right? Because they're not convinced, right? And Porsha wants to convince everybody of something. And people who see through Porsha's actions, they're not convinced of her actions. They are seen as haters because why would you hate on this pretty voluptuous woman? Like, I know pretty is subjective, you understand what I'm saying, but why would you hate on her? She's beautiful, she dresses nice. Look at her character, look at how she treats the people around her, look how she moves. Porsha will fuck your husband, girl, while you over here talking about, yes girl, she will fuck your man and will tell you, girl, well, I just thought it was fake, I thought your relationship was fake. Anyways, that was the end of the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me see if there's any tweets that I had regarding RHOA that I can read back to y'all and what I said. Boy, you never find another as good as this. Phaedra, I've been in several rooms with him. That's not meeting me though. I said, you two-bit slores were trying to be shady and feeding a narrative that he's hiding his marriage. I don't like hoes like that. Phaedra talking about, girl, you sound like Sheree. Girl, you sounding like Sheree over there, stutter, 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 and stutter. Alexa, play Stutter by Joe. Stutter, stutter. Bitch, what you stuttering for, Miss Wordsmith? Don't you got all the words to say? Oh, I thought you and Charles was buddy, girl. The way y'all said y'all was down on the damn green, hitting fucking balls. That's what it sounded like to me. I said, Shamia's clownish. She said, I met you several times, but you might not know me. Obviously, you're a legend. Why were y'all acting to that lady's face like you hung out with her husband? Y'all took some kind of joy in that. That was sick to me. You didn't meet me. I was there. That's not meeting me. Get her, Charles. Get her. When Shamila said that they were mad at Ralph before he came out and now they're clapping after he gives this chat GPT monologue about loving Drew and wanting the best for the kids and blah, 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 I would have told Shamila to shut the fuck up. I would have cleared that entire room. You bitches aligned with a motherfucker that's terrorizing me. But Drew, your actions show when you're trying to perform for your children that you and their daddy are on good terms while he terrorizes them, you're feeding them a false reality as well. There's no way he could feed me anything. Nigga, you are my enemy. Fuck you. Forever. Andy really could have asked my question from 2021. I was pulling up tweets. This is a tweet from 2021. I said, for Shamia, first roll footage of all the times Porsha was disloyal. Why do you cheerlead for Porsha when she has shown over and over again that her loyalty doesn't reside with you? This was on March 9th at 3:39 p.m. March 9th, 2021, and nothing has changed. This was 4 years ago. Nothing has changed. What does that tell you? Y'all still trying to encourage a relationship where this woman is continuously showing us, not saying anything, right? You ain't said a word about Shamia, but your actions towards Shamia shows everybody that you're not a good friend. You're an awful friend. I said this is from May 18th, 2025. I said, for me, Shamia, is that her name? I don't call her so many other fucking names. Shamia. Shamia. That don't even sound right. Shameka. It's Shameka. Shameka is being passive aggressive as people pleasers do. When she feels slighted, she's going to be sneaky by sharing with others because she's avoiding confrontation. Because confrontation is an indicator that she's unhappy, and if she's not happy, she's not pleasing you. That's what I'm saying. Shamia really needs to get into some counseling about the way that she shows up. You talking about my elders counsel? Your elders are steering you wrong. Your elders are the one to tell you to try to reconcile relationships that are toxic. That's what your elders are telling you to do. Right? We got everybody in the comments trying, oh, I'm so glad that you guys need to be together. Y'all need to rekindle. We don't need to rekindle shit, bitch. Nothing. Shameka says a problem is with the group. They don't understand good friendships. What good friendship are you referring to, ma'am? The friendship that you have with Porsha? I'm like Porsha about Ralph and Drew's relationship. I thought it was fake. Is Porsha and Shameka's relationship an example of a good friendship? No. So what good friendship are you referring to that the women don't understand? I said they were taking your mother's sign down because it was in foreclosure, goofy. What the fuck is she talking about? Bitch, your mom was losing the place. Y'all weren't finding a benefactor quick enough to pay up them arrears. I told Shamia, your elders definitely steered you wrong. You better give some new offerings to your ancestors so they can guide you, baby. That's all I had.
Mom, they were best friends. They were both in the childcare industry, and they both, gave tips to each other back and forth. My mom, now her location was going under foreclosure, and her mom went behind my mom's back, and she bought it as soon as it went on foreclosure. That is absolutely true. Stop. This is how my mom found out.
That's not actually true. Do you see her? That's not actually true. Stop. No, bitch, you stop. You're going to stop lying. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the people pleasing, you be passive and you just let her fucking talk. No, we not letting you talk, bitch. You shut the fuck up. I'm going to tell you the fucking story. Bitch, there's no way in the world that Porsha can sit there and tell her story and Shamia stay silent and not tell her side of the story. You're not smart, Shamia. That's not smart what you're doing. You look foolish. You look foolish.
Best friend. That is absolutely true. Stop. This is how my mom found out that her mom bought her best friend's business when we drove past it. And they were taking down my mom's sign, putting up her mother's sign.
Were y'all on the way to the bank to pay their arrears? Why was it in foreclosure? Let's talk about why it was in foreclosure. Girl, let's talk about why it was in foreclosure. What are you talking about? At least somebody close to you bought it. Why you didn't buy her out?
They weren't talking for years prior to my mom buying that business.
Absolutely not true.
You're lying right now. They were not talking for some other stuff that happened. And I don't want to speak on.
The child that died under Diane's care at Diane's child care center, a child died. Go look it up.
Another great lie. That's not true.
Why did they initially?
I don't want to speak on it because it's
really gonna go left.
That mom stuff is deep rooted.
Okay,
it did not just start with daycare.
I understand. I'm not gonna even.
Nobody's being held accountable at all. Nobody's being held accountable at all. Anyways, y'all, that's the end of the episode. Candy says Shamia is planning her return for season 17. No, she doesn't have a hard time expressing herself. If she doesn't have a hard time expressing herself under pressure, because if she were to be expressing herself in defense of Porsha, she would be very loud, just like a dog. She would. All right, I gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.